Hey y'all, Chance Priest. This time not Toy Safari. Tonight we're going to talk about my new figure line that I just made up. And most of y'all know me, I think, a little bit from watching the videos or from the Knockoff Collectors Club or whatever, you know. But anyway, I posted a few pictures of some ones I made last week, and everybody wants some. They might not once they find out the price, because I had to go through a week of making these things and figure out how long each one takes me. And I mean, you know, so and you know, this is not just toy making to me. This is artwork. I don't know if a lot of y'all don't know. I own or it's a corporation, so I'm the president CEO of Victory Comics LLC. And you know, like 10 years ago, I had ideas for farther back than that, but 10 years ago I got serious about ideas about my own comic book, my own TV show, my own everything, you know, my whole world, you know, and a lot of toys. You know, toys are the, you know, like the focal point of everything for me. Anyway, so I actually started making like a whole KO He-Man deal, using like He-Man bodies and stuff like that. And I kind of went, you know, life, you know, and you got different directions, and I kind of went a different direction with my own style figure, which some people do or don't know. It's called the Zappy, and it's a very art style action figure or non-action figure. But anyway, so anyway, it took me 10 years to develop my plastics the way I wanted them, where they're not just some resin where it falls, you know, it's like brittle and crappy, you know. I use a high tensile strength urethane. Same stuff like a truck dashboard or a truck panel, inside plastic panels made out of, or pickup truck or car, whatever, you know, something tough. Anyway, so worked on that, and of course my mold making, stuff like that. So I got years of experience of doing this, and since I've been in the Knockoff Collectors Club group, I guess that shows you how old I am. Everything was a club back when I was little. Anyway, so since I've been there, it got me really back into the KOs, and I thought, man, I started dredging up all this old stuff, so I pulled out all my old sheets and things, and I said, oh man, let's get started. You know, I'm that way. I just charge into it. So I charged into it and made some, and everybody likes them. And so anyway, so I spent this week making more cool ones, and I think they're super, super killer cool. And I guess everybody's going like, hey, that's awesome, I want one. But anyway, so I just had to figure out my time and all that stuff like that, and the material, and you know. And anybody that's made their own toys knows it ain't cheap making your own toys. It's expensive. The materials are like crazy expensive. It ain't like going to China and having them popped out. And you know, during certain times I do have helpers and workers, but not for this. You know, this is, I mean, if I had a bunch to make or big order or something, yeah, I've got people I can call in and work. And I've got painters that work for us too, because there's only so much you can paint in the whole world. So anyway, this is the first guy. Oh, by the way, the name of this, gonna be some cool artwork. Gonna have backer cards. That'll be. Still hadn't decided exactly. I have a machine I can make, you know, carded figures, but anyway. But I'm gonna have some artwork back cards. They're gonna be called Warriors of the Universe. Wotu, right? So we're making knockoffs. So let's just knock some stuff off, right? Anyway, I just thought it's cool, and I really looked hard at Warriors of the Universe, and I mean, I saw a few little things from the 80s that were like some girls' toys that are kind of He-Man-ish, but they were like a little different. And then, anyway, nobody's making anything called Warriors of the Universe, so I think I'm okay with that. Anyway, I hope so, because all the artwork's done. It's got a pretty cool artwork. I just haven't colored it yet, so I'm not the best color person, but you know, give it a shot. Anyway, so with each one of these figures, tonight I'm going to show y'all all unpainted figures, because everybody's asking for unpainted figures. Of course, the painted stuff's going to be more expensive. Unpainted stuff's going to come just like this. Most of y'all have seen that. I posted him. Super cool. Anyway, kind of got the old Freddy, the KO Freddy head. And everybody's got names and all this stuff, and that's all to come. But anyway, I'm just trying to get something out so y'all can know what you're messing with here. Like I say, super tough figures. Also, the way these are put together, and I think some people have seen the He-Manzilla man, you know, multi-jointed. They're the exact same as the muscle warriors or whoever they are guys. So they've got those the type of joints, the ball joints that pop on. But these guys are not made out of that rubber, vinyl, PVC is what it is. But they're not made out of that PVC, so you can't just strip the arms off. And in fact, I have to, after they're already made, I have to drop the arm in a boiling water for 20 seconds, then pull it up, and then it'll go on, and then it firms up, and then makes them real solid. Good joints, good joint. I mean, but you're not going to be able to pull them apart. So if you want a custom, I'm your guy. I'll customize it for you. But I mean, if you want to drop it in boiling water, I guess you would. These are all primed, by the way. You're going to see I ran out of primer halfway through, so half gray, half white, but they're all primed. And I use Tamiya primer because it's got the finest mist you can buy. There's nothing like it out of their spray cans. I've used 10 years. I've used everything in the world. I've never found anything that sticks as good. Give it a shot. You know, like I say, they're all coming primed, and they'll be. I give them a shot. I get them a good, healthy coat of Tamiya primer, and I let them sit for at least 3 to 4 days before I do anything to them. And then after that, you ain't got to worry about it. I mean, that primer's on there. And one thing cool about painting these guys, I mean, you can use any paint you want, really. I mean, anything that's got color, just paint it. Markers, the art markers that are alcohol-based art markers, you can do killer stuff on these with art markers. There's some people that do it online. You see, I mean, I use a lot of art marker too, not as a base, but as some finishing work. And one thing I love is the a Model Master Modeler. It's Testors Premium Spray Ultra Gloss Clear Coat. And when I paint something, when we paint something here, we give it three full coverages of that clear coat, and it is so tough. You can drop them on the ground, you can drop them in gravel, and you won't lose any paint. It's nuts how tough they are, and it gives them that real beautiful. Well, y'all seen some of the paint jobs I've done, so I mean. I'm not the greatest painter in the world. I can paint, I can make them look good, but I know there's guys that are just phenomenal. They charge phenomenal too. So anyway, that gives you a pretty well overview of it's super tough plastic, super tough. Now, of course, just like anything, the fingers that's fairly hard. The fingers and the little soft spots, horns, or things like that are going to be a little more brittle than everything else, but they're super tough. Anyway, the heads, the guys, the Godzilla He-Man guy, he's the only one with the head that is attached to the body. I have more of those. They're already done over 50 heads, y'all. I've got 6 or 7 different body variations. It's just that you can only, there's so much time in a day. You got to just stop and say, okay, I got to get this group done, and and that's the way to do it. Anyway, these are all pegged in here, long rod into the body, long rod into the head, and they're placed down on there. You got to really pull to get them off. If any of y'all want them fixed on there, let me know, because this your thing will re-adhere to itself. It's not a glue. It is. It will reform itself, into one solid piece of plastic. So, and if you want a fixed head, I can do that too, but there's really no reason for it. And if I have some that are fixed heads, that's only because there's some kind of problem that I need that with the casting or the way it's made, and it needs to, like this guy, sorry, no movable head there. Anyway, I'm a toy collector. I think toys are art. I talk about it in my videos all the time. I poured myself into these a lot. I really. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. I've got so many characters of my own that I'm gonna do my own sculpt. I KO'd a lot of this stuff. I little bit KO, a little bit of my own sculpting and a lot of this stuff. I think it came out really cool. Like I say, with each one of these unpainted ones, you'll get a little kind of like a mini comic telling my story behind it, and then having some of the artwork with it. When you get a fully painted one, it'll actually have like a card back and the figure with the artwork and then the mini comic and all that stuff like that. And those will all be signed and numbered. The ones that are unpainted are not signed and numbered because I'm not going to sign something I didn't paint, even though I did the figures. So I think that kind of covers it, except we'll go over the prices real quick. I thought I could do these for 25 shipped. I can't. I mean, it really, they should be more than what I'm going to charge. But a basic one with just regular arms, if he just had 2 regular arms. I did a lot of kind of a little more deluxe ones tonight because if I'm out of it, y'all, I've been working on these things for 2 days straight. I had a football game in between. It was an away game, and I when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm tired right now, but last night we went to a away game, and Bells Panthers, my son, he's starting linebacker, 83-0 over Trenton. 83-0, crazy game, awesome. I think we set some records, but anyway, anyway, when I got in, I was just exhausted, blown out, and anyway, I promised I'd get these up. I'm getting them up. So anyway, if he was just basic with 2 hands, head, now he's a fixed leg. I have 2 different types of bodies right now. Actually, I have 3 different types of bodies, but I have the fixed leg, and then I have the movable legs. So I'm just going to make whatever comes to my mind. And like I say, y'all are free to make custom orders, and I can give you quotes on that, if you want a serpent hand on this, or and you'll see, I'm an old knife maker. I don't like the teeth that come out of plastic. I don't think they're just too frail. And so what I do is I always drill, and I make the teeth out of metal. So those are metal teeth up in there, and that's a hand I sculpted, of course, and it makes for a killer deal. But it's a lot of work, So anyway, so you get a little more extra. Anyway, so an extra arm like that with that kind of work, that's $10 extra. I think it's worth it. It's not mass produced. It's art. Man, it's art. And like I say, there'll be more and more and more that I do. And if you're wondering about this strap that I have over him, yeah, I did that strap because there's going to be ones in the future. They're gonna have weapons and sheaths and stuff attached to those straps. Maybe some knives, maybe some bandoliers and stuff like that. But there's going to be a whole bunch of different designs. You'll be in a month from now, you'll be thinking, "Oh my God, how much stuff I've made!" Because that's what my brain just woo. Man, I just gunsling that mother. I get the idea and it just pours through me. I got to do it. I have to do it. So anyway, he's cool. Love him. But like this, okay. So you're talking basic figures, $30. That hand's $10. That's a $40 figure. So there, and that's shipped. So so you're paying $35 for him. This Godzilla, he'll have a name. Trust me, I can't remember names. I can't remember my own names that I make up. But anyway, he is the first one. He was the first shot, and if you know about pulling molds from the first shot, they're they're not always perfect, So anyway, I chipped his little loincloth deal here a little bit, so that's a little defect on there, and this arm is a little loose, but only in that position. It's tight everywhere else. Anyway, he'll be a little discount, but usually the Godzilla guys, they'll be $35 for just basic. He takes extra work. Trust me, he takes extra work. Anyway, but he's awesome. And okay, if we're gonna do a basic paint job, I'll just throw up another Godzilla dude. He's got a claw hand. He's awesome. And if we're gonna do just a basic paint, toy paint is what I call it. So you pretty much, I'll make it look better than just basic, but basic toy paint is going to be a $25 fee. So if you bought him and he's $35, which that would be $35, $25 fee if you want a basic toy paint, and that includes the clear coat and everything. And more detail will be in the face, and then the body will just be kind of more the bold colors like a regular figure. He'll have some shadowing and stuff, but it's all airbrush work, mainly airbrush work. So you'd add 25. If you want me to do what I call a kind of a masterpiece finish, you're looking at a $45 fee on top of the figure. So, and that's that's where you get high detail. The shading is a lot more everywhere through the whole body. Anyway, so there's, you see that. I don't know if I had one of these made the other day, but anyway, I made a Frank, and he's got and these bolts are metal also. And they're underneath here. They're polished. You can actually, I'll rub some of the there you go. You can see polished metal. anyway, just you got to take a little of the primer off. Anyway, he's got a snake arm. Like I say, it's not like a snake arm like that. That's $5 extra, you know. So, but I got to do the bolts and all the metal work and everything else like that. So anyway, the way I just don't want anybody looking at it and going, well, why is that one 30 and that one's 45? And it's just because I'm trying to give you all the tiers, you know. I mean, it's time and effort and work, and to be honest with you, it's what I think it's worth. You know, I mean, if not, I am happy hoarding them. Got no problem with it, man. I got millions of toys, and I'll make millions more. But this series I'm making, Warriors of the Universe, there will be. I promise y'all, in 1 month, there will be. I'll promise 50 at least, because I've already got that many heads done. But you know, it's just getting all these bodies. I'll bet you I have 100. I bet you have 100 different figures, and I already in my mind I just rolled through a lot of scenarios that I can do, and I'm talking about different heads. Different heads, you know. Of course, there's all these different body variations, so really you're never going to get nothing just alike, you know. So it's going to be all mixed up. But we'll have. I will do 500 figures in this line without breaking a sweat. I mean, it will happen sooner than later. So anyway, so it'll be a lot of stuff to collect. It'll blow like all the other lines away. I'm just sick of collecting the same damn thing and looking for a rare color variation, you know, that I don't have. I mean, these are all going to be rare. I mean, so I got a one-off all the time, you know, because the paint's all going to be different. And a lot of y'all be painting your own. And think of y'all dudes out there that are like killer freaking painters, man. Y'all can get out there and do something, you know, tripendicular, man. You know, Valley Girl, I love that movie. Anyway, do something really wild like that. And then, man, charge whatever you want, you know, and you know, have a blast. Just give me credit for doing the figure, you know. I mean, give me a little credit. Like I say, the ones I paint, they'll be signed and numbered, and you sign and number yours too. And man, we'll just make this like a whole collectible world. And if y'all got ideas like, oh, I want this head done, you know, or I sculpted this head and I want it, man, I'll do it. I mean, as long as it ain't dirty. I ain't into dirty stuff. This is fun, so kids can get a hold of it and have some fun without having to live the adult life yet. I want to go back. Anyway, so that gives you a good idea of what to expect. And like I say, my packaging will get a lot better. Like I just started the packaging the other day, so I'm working on that. But any of y'all order these ones that I have right here, they'll go out like PDQ, you know, like first of next week. If y'all want them painted, you know, got to give me a week to get them painted. So, and you know, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so man, let's do a Baltard. Check it out. I love the Baltard, man. Everybody makes fun. There's a video on YouTube or something, and this guy makes fun. He goes, Baltard all the time. I don't know who that is. I'm sure you're out there. But man, I was like, man, Baltard's like the most savvy. I mean, he looks like just the most crusty old warrior out there. Because he's ugly, dude. I mean, he's got a big old broke nose, you know, and he's all, I just love it. He just looks like the guy that's going to tear it up, you know. And so, but I did my Baltard where I gave him scars, and you know, he lost his hand in battle, so I gave him a sword for a hand, and actually this is a piece of rigid plastic, and I mean, you see how tough this stuff is. It don't just snap off, and it's sharp. And I ground it just like a sword, like a real rough barbaric sword. So, and anyway, and I left this gummy looking stuff on there because I wanted I'm gonna put some of his like flesh growing onto it, you know, like it's grafted. Well, you'll see the story. So, you know, anyway, and he's got fixed legs, but anyway, you'll see a hole drilled at the top of his head. I purposely left the hair off him because I want to put a real hair, you know, real pom-pom of hair. And of course, man, go to Hobby Lobby, you got every kind of hair in the world, you know, whatever. Maybe you're an elk hunter, put the big old deal of elk, and maybe got a horse outside, go cut its tail. Anyway, but you know, you can see, I mean, you just do all kinds of crazy stuff with it, really cool. And all you do is, you know, wind that hair up and then put some epoxy down in there and epoxy that hair in there, and boom, you're done. So there's Baltard. He's awesome. Anybody, I don't know if y'all remember this dude, man. He was an awesome Hong Kong, he was a weird, kind of like a spaceman cow pig guy, you know, and some of y'all have him. He's pretty rare. He's like red and he's about that tall. I took his head, knocked that sucker off, And then I gave him one of my snake hands with extra oversized teeth and a claw hand, and now he's fixed-legged also. Like I say, one thing cool, he came out with a casting flaw, that hole right there. But see, I'm big into happy accidents, you know, especially when you're doing artwork. That's so beautiful because, you know, I mean, he's in battle. That perfect little hole doesn't hurt the stability of the figure at all. But see, you can make a bad to the bone wound, you know, right there. I mean, he's been in battle, so he looks super tough, you know. I like that. And any of y'all are as old as me, which I'm about to be 44 in December, y'all remember this guy, because that was, well, let's just see if any of y'all do remember that head right there, you know. So I trimmed his hair a little bit. He had some sprigs sticking up. I got rid of those, and they look a little more suction cuppy now. But anyway, he's got the old standard, I call it the old standard dino hand and a claw arm, and he's fixed-legged too. But anyway, he's pretty cool. He's real cool. I think all of these just came out awesome. There is, I don't know, let's see if anybody remembers that face. But love that face, and he's smiling, and, you know, I'll give him a big old battle axe or a space gun, or, you know, I'm gonna do a lot of these. You know, it's gonna be just like Masters, you know, with sci-fi and Conan all rolled into one, you know. Anyway, you notice that middle finger is missing, right? So I drilled down in there, and I give him a bone protruding out. So he just got his finger chopped off. So that's some great painting right there to give him a battle wound. But he's laughing it off because he's such a bad to the bone warrior, man. Missing a finger ain't nothing. Anyway, so I like that guy a lot. And then, okay, we'll do this guy. He's awesome. Look at that claw. Love that claw. And I've got several versions of this claw. Like I say, I can do anything because I'm customizing everything. But there again, that takes time. But I can do anything. I sculpted that claw onto that. And of course, everything's cast. There's nothing that's, you know, actual, you know, Sculpey or anything. It's all been cast into urethane, into plastic. So anyway, he looks really cool, and he's got movable legs. And I give him some shag down here. I love that, you know. Anyway, movable head. Anyway, he's awesome. And one that I know y'all are not going to care anything about, but the old Scully Man himself. And I actually have 4 different Scullies right now. And there's some cool. He's not the coolest one. No, I got some cool ones. Anyway, so and they'll be coming out this week. I'll make some more this week if I just got to get time, you know. Anyway, you'll notice how I did that claw arm where it's really grafted on there and really has a real organic look to it. Really neat. Anyway, and like I say, any of these that don't sell this weekend, I'll just start painting on them, and then I'll post them as already painted, you know. Another Scully Man. And he's got this really cool, look at that claw. And here's what's cool, you know, you think, how does the Frightmare Scully Man, how does he eat, you know? Just has a vampire head for a hand. I love the thought of that, whipping that up, chomping into something, and he's feeding off of it. It's like, you know, super cool. I can see that in a movie. Anyway, so, of course, there's a lot more work to that, you know. But anyway, like I say, that gives y'all the gist. And so y'all don't sue me because you're too stupid and you try to eat something. You know, these are art toys meant for adults. So if you hadn't taught your kids yet, don't eat paint and don't eat toys and don't eat figures and don't try to swallow stuff like that. And let them know it'll kill them if they do, because I'm sure there's all kinds of poisons in this stuff. So anyway, it's bad for you, so don't eat it and don't put it in yourself, you know. Anyway, so I hope y'all. Yeah, I know I ramble. I'm sorry, y'all. I try to make it quick every time, and I suck at it. So anyway, tomorrow I'm gonna come in here. Hopefully I re-energize. I know I'm like low energy right now because I'm worn out, but I'll be re-energized tomorrow, and I'll come in here and I'll do some more videos, some more Toy Safari videos. But I'll post this tonight, and while this is working on uploading, I will put these up for sale. So first come, first serve. Thank y'all.